And I tell people that I didn't just start a business and all of a sudden become successful. I did a whole lot of things before I ever started a business that laid a foundation.
My biggest challenge right now is funding. Finding that, and having the past performance, because government contracts call for a lot of past performance. And
Right.
so those two things are probably my biggest struggle right now. I've gone through the certifications, I'm in SAM, I've done all of that. Now it's like, okay, if you're ready to pull the trigger on some work, how are you going to appease and be in compliance with this proposal and meeting this requirement? So trying to build those networks and those relationships.
Ma'am, may I ask, are you a veteran?
No.
No, but you are a minority woman-owned business.
Yes, and I've done the self-cert for the women-owned small business. And that's the one thing, like with the SBA, I'm like, okay, I'm small business, but you have to have that 2-year mark before they really start helping you do things outside of what I've already been able to use them for, so enlighten me.
So everything that you said takes me back to the concept of networking. And I tell people that I didn't just start a business and all of a sudden become successful. I did a whole lot of things before I ever started a business that laid a foundation. Some of that was serving in the military. Some of that was just doing great jobs in different areas, building a very strong network. So now what happens is when I turn to that network and say, I need an opportunity, they know who I am. They know the work I've done. They know my credibility. They know me. So it's just like, has anyone been in sales before? Mm-hmm. If you've been in sales, the first thing they tell you is you go sit in front of your family, you go sit in front of all these people and you practice your sales pitch. That's actually twofold. One is because you're supposed to be more comfortable in front of your family. But the other part is because they expect that your family's going to buy from you because they want to support you. So it's the same thing within this government contracting. You need to go to the people who know you and see where you can fit in. And I'm not just talking about government. What I'm talking about is someone within an organization that has a relationship that is a prime, that needs a woman-owned business, that needs it. Because what happens is if you get on with the right group, you'll be not only will you be an asset, but they can mentor you and grow you to take care of things and fill gaps that they are going to have. Part of the reason why we do this is because as we start to get bigger, we know that there are all of these requirements for all of these other socioeconomic requirements. Mm-hmm. And so by doing this, now we have companies to pick from that have different capabilities, they have different socioeconomic discriminators, they have all the things we need. So you need to spend more time, and I don't mean to be so direct, looking at your network and figuring out who you know that can get you an opportunity. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to more than likely self-perform on that opportunity.
Initially.
How Mr. Green started the company was he was chief cook and bottle washer. And it's interesting because it was on the JSP Web COE. He was, personally performing the services on that particular contract. Now we're prime. So 5 years later, now we're prime on the contract, and this was even after he moved off of the contract. And so you are more than likely going to have to self-perform. So when you are looking towards your network, look at your network as I can provide these services to you because they know who you are, and that starts the past performance. Additionally, from a past performance perspective, as a small startup company, you can utilize your personal past performance as part of your past performance. It's not going to have a contract write-up or anything like that, but you can still provide that narrative as part of the past performance requirement. And when you are subbing to another company, they need, let's say, 5 past performances. They're not going to use a contract because you're a sub. You're doing, 1 or 2 billets, and so they're not going to be looking for a specific past performance write-up from you, but they may incorporate your 20 years of experience with Ability One, and our team has this experience,
yes.
And they will incorporate who you are and what you have done, even in your professional job, as your past performance.
Yep.
So please, understand, just because you don't have a contract doesn't mean you don't have past performance. You've been working in the workforce and working hard for 20 years, and that is past performance.
And it's funny you say that about the partnership, because I had one that kind of fell through just recently. We did everything, the hugs, the tugs, we're about to go do this, and that person went MIA like 5 days before the proposal was due. And it was like, wow. And she was the past performance for the particular scope of work we were bidding on.
Right.
So it's like,
We've definitely had that.
and I think that's just the growing pains. You're gonna be burned a couple of times. And,
You will,
it's gonna be
and
hard.
the reason why we
A
keep
lot of
saying
times
don't,
gotta happen.
the reason why we say don't take it personal is because I'm telling you, in their mind, they were doing what they thought was best for them, and I just keep falling back to that. They thought that they needed to do whatever it is, and we just leave it alone. But the truth of the matter is, if you keep spreading good seed, something will take root.